Danny Gaffone for Pro Boxing fans, delighted to have joined all the way from San Antonio, Texas, via Zoom, Tyrrell Herndon. Tyrell, we've talked about off camera. Congratulations, you've landed a fight
Appreciate
June 27 against former world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. Just wow, what a week, what a couple of weeks. I'm sure it's been in the works for a while. Just talk to me your reaction for scoring a fight with one of the biggest names in the heavyweight division.
Oh man, it's just a great experience. I mean, it'll seem initially at the call itself surreal, but I always say for me it was unbelievably believable. I always believed that an opportunity, even though through the ups and downs of my career, I would have an opportunity like this, and God don't make mistakes. So I'm here through the back door looking to make a splash.
For sure. We'll come on to the fight in a second. But as I said at the start, we got news on Saturday. I saw on social media that Deontay Wilder's comeback fight had been announced, and you were the man to be in the opposite corner that night. I'm guessing you heard a lot sooner than that. How long has this been in the works? When did you first get word that you could potentially be fighting Deontay?
We kind of knew a couple months in. But
Yeah.
it was just, I mean, it was a couple nets. I mean, as you've seen in the media, there was all kind of names flying around. So with these kind of deals, you know that you can wake up one day and you thought it was your turn, but it wasn't. So we knew for a while, and just stayed and prayed on it, and just putting the work in behind the scenes. And when our number was finally legitly called, you know, uh, signed up for this opportunity at hand.
I want to talk to you about a post I saw on your Instagram, Tyrell. I think dating back to January 2019, well over 5 years ago now. And I think your caption was words to the effects of rivals to idols to become your rivals. And it was a photo of yourself and Deontay. You talked a bit about in
Yeah.
your initial answer about how believable this is, how you manifested. What was it that always made you feel that you would one day share the ring with Deontay Wilder?
I mean, it's like beliefs in yourself sometimes that you can probably even doubt. But if you told others, they would think you were crazy. I've always had that crazy, always had that crazy scenario in my head that I believed that one day, whether however it would work out, that I would share the ring with the Deontay Wilder. And like you said, fast forward 5 years, things moved around and aligned to where I can do just that.
And Tara, you know what people are going to say about this fight. They're going to see some of your results, your record, and think this is just a comeback fight for Deontay. This is. I spoke to Eddie Hearn at the weekend, and he said, "Oh, if Deontay doesn't beat this guy, he needs to hang it up for good." What makes you confident that those naysayers are incorrect, and then you can go and score what would be certainly one of the biggest wins in recent years in American heavyweight boxing?
Man, like I say, just the story of the resiliency. Like people are gonna the underdog story. Really, like people are gonna count me out, and I know that. They think that I'm coming in for a money grab. I know that, but it's up to me. Once all of that chatter silences come to 27 to showcase my skills, in a major way and pull off what they'll call an upset, but something that I believe that I'm gonna do. Just like I believe 5 years ago I would share the ring with the Deontay Wilder. Um, I'm confident in my abilities, and they're gonna be at their sharpest. And when I do step in that ring, the 27th, I'm looking to achieve the result that I desire. And nobody, whatever they say, Eddie Hearn, Don King, it doesn't matter. They can say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, when we step in that ring, it's gonna be me and him, and I'm gonna make sure my will is a lot stronger.
What have you made of Deontay's recent performances? He's coming into the fight with yourself off two defeats against very good fighters, of course, in Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang. But I think people were concerned in the manner he lost those fights. People saying it looks like Deontay can't pull the trigger anymore, question marks over his punch resistance. What have you made of Deontay's recent performances in those fights?
I mean, I feel like big fights or trilogies, like when he fought Fury, they take a piece from you, man, and you hear it in documentaries or whatever it may be. Fights like that, they take a piece of you, and I feel like that trilogy took a piece of Wilder, and he's trying to find it. He's trying to regain that, and I feel like I come in at an extremely dangerous time because he's trying to prove to the critics that he's still him, as well as prove to himself that he's still him. and let alone not let the guy that nobody knows come in and do the unthinkable. So I'm gonna get the best version, the strongest version of a Deontay Wilder, and it's my job to prepare and be ready for it.
You say there, you describe yourself as the guy nobody knows. You said earlier in the interview about coming in the back door. Do you think those things can work to your advantage? Because this will be the biggest fight of your career to date. Deontay's had big fights. He potentially will be looking at this as, kicking off some ring rust, getting a win, whereas you're putting your heart and soul into this. Do you think that will work to your favor come June 27th?
Yeah, I think it will. Like I say, I'm underlooked, and I would expect from him being a superior, like a top athlete, that he wouldn't overlook me, because all athletes know you don't overlook. So I don't think he's gonna overlook me, but in a small sense, I think he will. So I think me coming in under the radar, nobody believing me, thinking you're gonna look past me and get to these mega fights again. Would work in my advantage, with let alone the tangibles I have that I'll be able to showcase come the night of, So yeah, I think it'll work in my favor, honestly.
Absolutely. Well, Tyrell, we've talked about Deontay. I want to talk a bit about your sort of boxing story. You've been a pro for 10 years now, 37 years of age. What has boxing done for you? You hear a lot of professional boxers talk about boxing sort of taking them off the wrong path. Is that the case for yourself? What's your story in boxing for people who aren't familiar?
My story of boxing, I mean, I had a background in football, football and Texas football's religion. So I never really came across the ropes until I was finishing my football career, and they were looking for that next great American heavyweight. So when I started watching, it was Deontay coming up, and I still had that athletic itch, and me seeing my roommate, which actually fought at the time, thinking it was the weirdest thing ever, him punching the air, which I come to learn it was shadow boxing. he uh he motivated me to get into the ring, I mean into the gym. And one thing led to another where, this was like, man, I'm supposed to be doing this. And in the midst of that, sticking to it, and really trying to develop my style leads me all the way, almost 15 years later to this very point. That's unbelievably believable.
Unbelievably believable. I like that line. You mentioned there about this sort of hunt we've had for the next great American heavyweight. Deontay flew the flag for the guts of a decade, but aside from him, since the 90s, there has been a bit of a lull stateside. Over our side of the pond, we've sort of, well, we did have the lion's share at the top end of heavyweight until Alexander Usyk came around. What do you put that
Yeah.
down to, the sort of quiet period in American heavyweight boxing, if you could put a reason on it?
I mean, like I say, I mean, here, if you pay attention to sports, what dominates here, everybody wants to make it to the NFL, everybody wants to make it to the NBA. Then you got the MLB riddled in there. You got so many other of these sports that the American eye is focused on. Boxing kind of gets that last here in the States. Up until now, I feel boxing kind of gets that last eye. Everybody tunes in when it's a mega fight. The passerby, as I call them, like the casual fans, they'll come in and watch a big fight and then disappear off and to their NFL or their whatever it may be. So I think that is why here it kind of died down after the 90s. And I give credit where credit's due. Wilder definitely brought the buzz here in the States back to, I really think overall, man, back to the heavyweight division. And uh, you know that's really the nutshell of it.
What do you remember about that 2019 meeting with Deontay Wilder? Was there any words exchanged? Did you tell him, one day I'm going to fight you? Anything like that?
Now I remember it was at the I was in Vegas. I was at the Pacquiao Broner fight,
Yes.
and we were back. I wouldn't call it backstage, but in the back room before you make your way to the floor, and being able to catch him, catch a photo, and he just being the guy he is, even at the all the accolades he's attained, he's still from what I gauged and how I see him in the media, a very real person, very very humble, genuine. So he told me like, just stick at it. Basically, stick at it. You never know where you end up, man. You got this. And I don't even think at the point he said that to the point where he would know 5 years later I'd stand across across from him, using his words as motivation. So it's pretty cool. Like nobody can fix my lips. I know this is the fight business. I already got to get in there and fight this dude. Don't mean I got to fight him verbally. Um, and I don't see him turning it into that. But if he does, like I say, my respect for him outside of the ring will always be there. You can't change that. You're not going to convince me to try to badmouth this dude, somebody that I look at as an idol, and also somebody that's brought the relevancy back to the sport of boxing. But obviously when we get in the ring, I got a job to do, and I respect myself more. So that's where you'll see the switch of gears. But outside of that, man, it's nothing but mad respect for what he's done in his career, and everything like that. Like, a lot of people try to badmouth him, and it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like how you can bring the sport of boxing back, be a 10 plus time defending world champion, um, have one of the highest knockout, if not highest knockout ratio, and then take a couple losses and people start calling you a bum or you're this. It's just sometimes the sport of boxing could be an unforgiving sport. And it's like you got to be perfect for so long. And the moment you slip up, oh, this guy was never that anyways. He was a one trick pony. He was this, he was that. And it's saddening, man. Like, and I'm winded because it's something I feel like I'm the voice. I feel like I'm the voice for the people that may never get this opportunity. Or get this opportunity and hopefully speak on it. But I went through the gulag to get here, man. And people, whether they talk mess, I shouldn't be here. I'm here. No matter how you get here, just get there. And I feel like it's crazy because, like you said, I'm a 10-year pro. Along the way, I've lost 5 times. Okay, I've lost 5 times. I've lost 5 times in 10 years, and I'm a bum. I'm a bum, or what I've seen. I'm a journeyman, which I thought a journeyman was, somebody coming from Ireland over here or wherever just to fight somebody overseas. So they journeyed over. That's what I thought. I thought you journey over, or if I journey over to England or Ireland to fight, I'm a journeyman that may have talked a loss. That's what I thought, but I guess I'm a journeyman, and it's crazy. Like for someone that's been doing this 10 years, I'm a bum and I'm a journeyman, and who's this guy? It's just to me, it's just crazy, and I'm glad I got this platform to show what this journeyman can do. And man, I'm looking forward to it, and in closing on that, uh, for the people in sports, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, if you grasp their whole 10-year span of a league and put their record up there, like even for us in the States, Philadelphia Eagles, they won the Super Bowl last year. Put their record and mush it into 10 years. They would probably be 130 or 100 plus wins and 30, 40 losses. But as a pro in boxing, your record never resets. So you scrutinize somebody that's been fighting for 10 years and lost 5 times. I think shame on y'all. Y'all uh should really just think about that, man, because for you to be perfect for 10 years, I know I call it the Mayweather algorithm. He came in
Mayweather
and
syndrome.
he came in and he was undefeated. Great for him. He's still doing great things. Great for him. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I feel like his algorithm really, really fucked up. And I'm sorry to say, but this is how passionate I am. Uh, really messed up the algorithm of boxing because everybody I was once an undefeated fighter. I wanted to be undefeated forever, but things happen, like in human life. You get a flat tire. What do? You say, "Oh, this is a flat tire. Or I'll go get a new car." Nah, you're gonna park on the side of the road and you're gonna put a new tire on it, and that's what we did. We didn't let the loss or losses deter us, and it led to the biggest opportunity in my life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in the sport would echo your sentiment there. I can't think of any other sport where a loss is seen as so catastrophic as in boxing. I think you spoke very well about
Yeah,
that. Tyrell, we'll wrap
yeah.
up with one last one. Tell the people why they should tune in and why you're going to spoil the party on June 27th.
Man, y'all tune in, man. This is a true. I am. If you're fighting or going through battles, or if you're an up and coming boxer that may have took your first loss or a couple losses, but you still do it, and people around you are saying, "Go, you're crazy. Go get a regular job." You're a guy at a plant, or a guy at a job, or woman at a job that's wanting a opportunity to elevate your career and get a management role, and they're overlooking you because of favoritism, and you're getting uh deterred or maybe unmotivated, like it wouldn't happen, I'm that proof that it can happen. Uh, People wrote me off. I can tell you how many times, and I still believed. I had that faith of a mustard seed that this opportunity would happen, and the stars aligned for it to happen. So tune in, come the night of, and watch a version of yourself chase greatness. Somebody that they wrote off, and but I still made it through the. I made it through the gulag. I made it through the back door, and I get a chance to showcase the world my skills is and show you who I am as a person. Man, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting night. And in closing, I appreciate Greg Cohan, for my brother Thomas Hirschman for allowing this to happen and setting the stage. I appreciate my sponsors, Mac Injury Attorney, JD Associates, Float, Evolve, just everybody that put forth into allowing me to be the best version of me come the 27th.
Tyrrell, I'm very grateful for you for speaking for pro boxing fans. We look forward to June 27th. I'll let you get on. It looks a lovely day over there. I'm sure there's plenty of things you'd rather be doing. But thank you very much again, sir. Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it, man. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely.